Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to Nut Patterns. Alright, so today we're going to learn how to cut a waistcoat. Alright, I'm going to be showing you a very simple method of cutting a waistcoat, both the back piece and the front piece, lining, everything. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe so that when I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. So without wasting time, let's go ahead and draft our waistcoat. Now these are the measurements I'm going to be sewing. I'm going to be using a shoulder measurement of 17, chest measurement of 42, and I'm going to be using the length of the waistcoat is 25. That's basically the measurement I'm going to be using. So first is an overlapping waistcoat. It's a double-breasted, what you call double-breasted waistcoat. So we're going to fold this fabric. First of all, we're going to fold it this way. I'm going to show you how to fold it, don't worry. I'm going to show you how I'm going to fold it. Ensure that the edges of the fabric are together. The edges are together. Alright. When the edges are together, you then fold it this way. Now, very importantly, the waistcoat is going to be overlapping, and the overlapping allowance I'm going to give is just 2 inches for the overlapping. Alright, this is the 2 inches for the overlapping. Okay, now the remaining of what I have here is 5 inches. Okay, I'm starting from here. It's 5 inches. Alright, I'm not using this after this edge here. I'm not using that. So I'm going to mark 2 inches for the overlapping. So I'm going to mark this is 2 inches here. Okay, we'll still come down somewhere here and mark 2 inches, right? And we'll join that together. So we'll join this together using a long rule. Alright, the next thing is for us to get the width, so which means our measurement is starting from here. This 2 inches allowance is for the overlapping. So we say the chest is 42. So if we divide 42 by 4, you will have 10 and a half. Alright, so this is 10 and a half right here. Okay, now we're going to give 1 inch allowance there's going to be a fitting line in front. So we're going to give 1 inch allowance for that fitting line. Then I'm going to give 3/4 inch or half inch allowance for the sewing. Okay, so let's just give 3/4 inch allowance for the sewing. Alright, so altogether we're having 12.25. So we'll still mark that 12.25 down here. Still mark that 12.25 down here. Then we'll join with the help of a straight line. So can we see this? Right. So watch carefully from the top here. Our measurements are beginning from here. This line here. Alright, hope you can see this line clearly. Alright, so now what's the next thing to do? The next thing for us to do before getting the length of this waistcoat, the next thing for us to do is to get our shoulder measurement, right? And we say the shoulder measurement is 17. Divide 17 by 2, you will have 8.5. So beginning from here, this is our 8.5. So 8.5 there. Right here. So on this 8.5 mark, look at it here, have that in mind. The next thing we're going to do is, before we slant the neck, alright, we're going to measure the wideness of the opening of the waistcoat in the front. And that wideness we are looking at 2 3/4. We don't use 3 so that it will be too wide when it's sewn. Okay, we use 2 3/4. And the depth we're going to be using is 10. Alright, 10, look at 10 here. Okay. So it simply means we're going to keep our French curve this way or this way, depends on the kind of shape you are looking for. But for the kind of shape we want, I'm going to keep it this way. Alright, you see this? I'm going to make this line here. So coming out here, I'm not going to curve it up like this. I want it to be something like this. Something like this. right? Or you could make it something like this. You can make it something like this, as it's coming and coming here. Something like this. Either ways, alright? Now we'll come back to this neck right here. So coming down here, we're going to slant it just by 2 inches. Slant it by 2 inches here, alright? Then join this line to this place here. You see this? So I've slanted our shoulder. Alright? I've slanted our shoulder. The next thing now is to get the length of this waistcoat. You see the length is 25, right? So put it in the middle of the shoulder here, somewhere around here. I'm saying the length is 25, so this is 25. We're going to make it exactly on this 25, guys. Exactly on the 25. Length of 25. Exactly on this 25. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm still coming back to this place. The next thing I'm going to do is, alright, let's finish here before we come back to the arm. Alright, now I'm going to go in here by just 1 inch or 1.25 inch. I don't want it to be too wide. I don't want the V in front to be too wide, okay? Then I'll come up here by I'll come up here by 1.5 inch. Alright? I'm going to keep my rule here like this. My rule here like this. I'll do something like this. Hope we are following, guys. Hope we are all following. By the way, let's iron this, okay? So that it's very flat. Do some water. All right. So now, can you see this? This line extended below the length of this shirt by just 1 inch. By just 1 inch. By just 1 inch. By 1 inch here, alright? Now it's going to come here. Coming here, I'm going to mark 2 inches. 2 inches here. The line is going to move from here to that point as high as 2 inches. More like it, alright? Something like this. Something like this. Hope you are still following, guys. If you are still following, then let's come back to the arm here, alright? Now, if we divide your shoulder by 2, which is 17 by 2, you have 8.5. These are 8.5 right here. Okay? These are 8.5 right here. So this mark we have here is what? Is 8.5. I'm going to extend it down here. 8.5. 8.5. Simply join this point to this point. Alright? Then we'll locate the midpoint, okay? Get the midpoint. Midpoint here. Right? Then we'll come in by 3/4 inch, alright? So this line goes from here to here, right? And then from here to here, this way. You could use your French curve, you could use your freehand, alright? Now the next thing for us to do, mind you, we say we don't need this allowance. We don't need this edge, we don't need it. So let's take it off. Now, watch this, guys. There's going to be a fitting line here in the center here. But remember, the body of our waistcoat is 10.5, right? 10.5 here, okay? Plus the fitting line becomes 11.5. So this 11.5, we're going to get the center, all right? This is the center. This now gives us the center where we're going to make the fitting line, all right? center here. We're going to apply the fitting line. Okay, now this line will come here and go out, something like this. All right, or if you want, you could come lower this arm point here at about 2 inches lower. Okay, and from here it begins to flay out. All right, it begins to flay out, something like this. Okay, so you can use your chalk, you can use your free hand, something like this. Okay, right. Then if you check, this is our arm curve, but because of this line here, we're going to form a new arm curve here. Guys, if you don't do it this way, by the time you stitch your waistcoat, you discover that you'll be having a shortage when you are joining this piece. Now let's watch carefully how I'm going to cut this out. All right, now for the fitting, for this fitting here, okay, I'll simply get the midpoint here. There's a midpoint here, and I'll come in by 1/2 inch. All right, and I'll simply join this to here, and I'll join this to here. We are done with what? The fitting. All right, so at this level, guys, I can tell you confidently that you are done drafting this waistcoat. Watch how I'm going to cut it out. We'll cut from here to here, right? Then from here to here. All right, then watch carefully. I'm going to cut out here. I'm going to cut from here to here. You see where the buttons are going to be. All right, so mark this point, come here, now cut this straight. Nice. So before we cut this line here, we'll first of all get the lining first. Okay, before we cut out this line here, we'll first of all cut the lining first, so stay with me. All right, so when we bring our lining in, very important, please guys, take note of this. We'll be keeping our lining to stop on this line here, because this is overlapping. Okay, the main body of this waistcoat starts from here, so our lining is going to start from on this lining. Lining is going to start from this line here. See this, so we easily slant it up here. Then we'll push it down, leaving about 4 inches allowance up here. All right, or 3.5 is fine. 3.5, it's okay. Or 4, it's choice actually. This now, very important, guys, remember when we're drafting this neck here, we give allowance of 2 3/4 inches here to ensure that the allowance is the same. Okay, so after that, watch how I'm going to cut this. Okay, for the neck, I'll cut this way, and I get to the top here. I'm going to come down this line here at about 3/4 inch deep. 3/4 inch, okay? At most 1 inch. Okay? At most 1 inch. You see that? By the side here, watch how I'm going to cut this back lining. This lining rather. I see this. It's not in any way as deep as the front piece. Okay? It's not in any way as deep as the front piece. You see this? Now look at this here. I just come here and cut this way. Then from here, you cut like this. I'll cut like this point, okay? With about 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch below this point here, alright? So that, which is to say, I'm cutting it at this point. Alright? So at this point, okay? So I simply cut it like this. And guys, at this point I can confidently come back to here and do what? Cut this. Around cut to the end, I'll stop halfway. So at this point, guys, I can confidently tell you that we are done cutting our waistcoat, guys. We are done with this. If you enjoy watching this video, like the video, subscribe, share. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.